Mages there getting nerfed. A bunch of new heroes that didn't really get touched in the patch are just coming back.
Well, we're going to be in for a treat. We've got a couple of new heroes from either side. The Phantom Lancer, of course, for BetBoom, OG, with the Wraith King, Bristleback as well, of course. And really what I'm excited for is BZM's Invoker. Again, earlier today, absolutely popped off for OG. They've still got some stuns to work with as well. Ari on the Tiny. Of course, down bottom, you're going to have a double stun to be able to set up. And seems like BZM is still one of the few Invokers that really prioritizes going down for the Exort route. So we'll see how much the Sunstrike is going to be able to provide some assistance in these side lanes early on. It's a late smoke for BetBoom.
Oh, this is interesting. Looks like they're trying to catch some right on the runes here. Normally you do pop that smoke right away and just drop a ward so your enemy can't see it, but this is creative. But it looks like they're only going to bring 4 players. This Nightfall to stick behind, so if there's a trap setup for OG, could be bad for BetBoom.
Auto, they're going to be fine. Pops the smoke, they got this ward. It's in a relatively decent spot to be able to scout them out. And Nightfall is gonna get the top bounty and the second one as well. So 4 bounties to start from BetBoom.
All right. Well, I guess they ended up... They didn't get a kill, but that's even almost better than getting a kill. Nightfall realizing that they can't really kill his hero if he skills his W, so he's able to get both the bounty runes there, kind of like playing mind games there, I want to say.
I think Pango was another hero, actually. I know when we were bringing up the win rate before on the Slark being like 11%, I know Pango is struggling a lot at the moment as well. He's got 10 picks and only 30% win rate for this hero.
Yeah, that's not so good, but if this isn't the game for Pango, then maybe Pango was not the hero to be played anymore. And I think, did they change anything about the hero itself, or was it just like the Diffusal Blade and Mage Slayer nerf?
Just the item nerfs.
I see. Maybe he just struggles with mana. I mean, 50 mana to cost your Diffusal Blade, it's a lot.
It does add up over time. It's going to be nice to finally see the Pango potentially falling out of the meta.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Wait till next patch. He'll be back.
Yeah, one of the dev teams, one of the individuals that obviously likes Pango enough to be able to keep him in for such a long time. I will say, I find him a very interesting hero to watch just because he's someone that can control the tempo, but he's been in the meta for far too long. I like some other heroes to be able to come back.
That would be nice. I've been waiting for Clinks to come back for a long time, but I think I'll just keep waiting.
Does he need a rework, or is that...
Oh, and again, does he need another rework? Perhaps. He needs his 20th rework.
When was the last time, besides the support, that he was actually viable?
2014.
Oh, nice setup save. Jumping over the tree line, Tomato not going to get the double edge just yet, although the damage over time not enough as well. Tomato will be okay, has a Silve ready to go.
It'll help for sure, but this lane is not going well for Tomato. This is a very strong lane, to be fair. Like, Techies plus Centaur is an absurdly strong lane. So no matter what he plays, he might struggle a bit, but if you are playing the Wraith King, and this one specifically, as a melee hero, if things go bad, it's gonna just get worse. And he's even missing, unfortunately, a little bit of free CS under the tower, which I feel like he kind of desperately needed there. But it happens. Bot lane, I think, is just officially won here for the side of BetBoom. And it
might
looks
be
like
dead.
Yeah, he's just playing with him. He just wanted to get the Lotus. He didn't really want to commit into there. Sometimes it's better, like, because the lane control. Oh, top lane though.
Nice arrow. Toronto Tokyo somehow sneaks that past Whisper. I don't know if though. Ari's still going to be okay.
He'll be fine for now. And mid lane, how that one's going, pretty much even, right? On this side, neither one of them are really taking a huge lead. So, as to expect, I would say in most mid lane matchups, nowadays, it should be about even, unless there's like some Huskar or Viper pick and play. And Tomato's, he's in big trouble here, potentially.
Dave's going to be able to connect with his spells. Seb's doing a pretty good job to be a bit of a nuisance here for Miero. Now they're going to have the Sunstrike as well. First blood will be picked up before BZM's able to get some revenge. Nonetheless, so Invoker's hitting the board, so nice injection of gold. Of course, BetBoom, who finds that first blood bounty, will be the Centaur.
Yeah, really big for Miro there. And still, Tomato on this bot lane, like, he's caught up a little bit in the CS, but he's not going to have lane control anymore. He's going to be pushing into the Centaur. Centaur now has Helm of the Iron Will. It is a little bit nerfed, so it's not as obnoxious as it was before, but still very, very strong here.
Hey, that's an aggressive TP from Save. I feel like the Centaur is going to be pretty okay by himself, and Blastoff sets up for the arrow. Whispers survivable. These ones
Sunstrike bot
making
too.
him work for it. It's like nonetheless.
And he's not okay bot.
Okay, never mind. Well, Tomato with the stun, telekinesis to set up another Sunstrike kill for BZM, very similar to earlier today. Actually, didn't get the kill that one. It was the assist.
And that's a really big kill too, because Centaur dies with his creep wave under the tower, so he's gonna miss a lot of CS there. Going from, that's how you pretty much kill your snowball, is when your support leaves and then you end up dying. But I think Miro just did not expect the Sunstrike. We talked about it before, that it's just a different style in Tomato bot lane. Oh, what nice a telekinesis.
Still got the reactions on point last second for the Blastoff was able to connect.
Yeah, that was quite good there. But yeah, Miro probably just doesn't expect the Sunstrike as much, even though he saw it already. And this is the difference between BZM and other Invokers, right? He's playing with that Sunstrike build, 3 points in the Egg Sword already. So you got to be careful on these side lanes.
You're really seeing top lane get very difficult for Nightfall as well. I mean, we've spoken about Tomato having a rough time bottom. As they're going to dive him out of the tower. Wraith Fire Blast is a bit of a deterrent. But yeah, we're seeing top 33 and 4 compared to the 23 and 2. And this doesn't get really any easier for Nightfall anytime soon.
It'll get easier at level 6. And the reason for that is then he'll just go jungle. And then he just won't interact with Bristleback anymore. But you can see at least Nightfall does have quite a bit of armor. So he's going to tank these. But there's no way to dispel these, so the Sunstrike will miss. But they're chasing him out of the laning stage. And that's going to GPK's here.
They killing him? Whisper is, of course, away from any of the walls, so it will be a little bit difficult for GPK, especially if he's going to miss that first roll. And we see the Quills really starting to stack up, so Toronto, Tokyo, and Nightfall will not be able to help out in that attempt, and that is a wasted Rolling Thunder.
It did, however, buy a little bit of space for Nightfall, and now Whisper is out of mana, so there's something, but not ideal, of course, for sure.
Bottom lane, another attempt on Miro. Looks like he will be able to sidestep the Sunstrike, so we'll take up a lot of damage nonetheless from the skeletons. And you've got this catapult wave as well.
I don't know if I've ever seen BZM miss a Sunstrike before, but he's missed 2 in a row now.
Very uncharacteristic from him.
It is the reason we don't see the Exort Invoker, right? These Sunstrikes are not easy to hit.
Ari's gonna poke his head out of the tree line. There we go. That's that Sunstrike to connect. Makes it much easier. We got 3 stuns down bottom to be able to set up for BZM. So Ari recognizing it really needs to do nothing top lane. Whisper were perfectly fine by himself, so can start to influence some of the other lanes. You've got the power runes up in not 10 seconds, so he's also going to be able to help out BZM here.
Yeah, and BZM already has his Midas online too, so he's straight chilling. I think Invoker's worst spell by far. Oh, hold on. Good arrow, I guess. Just right to the face. Taking a range jump. I think Invoker's, I don't know if you agree, worst spell is probably Forge Spirit, right?
Yeah, it's not kind of what it used to be.
Yeah, so I think that's the reason why we don't see a lot of the Exort Invoker. Oh, Sunstrike again. Didn't see if that actually hit.
As well. They're making a jump. Nice timing out of the cold snap, and now with Seb TPing in. BetBoom gonna have to think twice. The initiation was a little bit messy onto BZM. They're still making it go down bottom. But without the Sunstrike extra damage, Miro's gonna be fine.
Radiant are scared.
When is that back up though? Because he could die if he gets a random Sunstrike.
Looks like they might need it for the kill into save potentially. Stampede to help get away at the moment, but the toss goes the distance. And again, the Sunstrike's going to be on mark. They're also going for Whisper in the top jungle. This time GPK's in a much better spot. Again, the roll's going to miss. It's not going to matter though. Finally, they're able to get a pretty big kill onto Whisper, slowing down what the Bristleback is being able to pick up in this early game.
So I was a little concerned that this PL, like, what do they have for him? And he's picking up his farm now, and he's level 6 now. He's going to keep hitting creeps, go straight for the Aghanims, and become a threat. And I was like, how can they deal with this? But meanwhile, the Ahri, yeah, he's dead.
Well, right click is dead indeed. Are they going to be able to get some revenge though? You've got Whisper actually nearby. They're going to be able to deal with the Bristleback now. Seb, Swashbuckle from downtown secures the kill. Even Nightfall is going to TP in a Phantom Lancer. Looking to get involved 10 minutes into the game. It's a big kill if they can get a second death on a roll into Whisper. Tornado is going to make it a little bit more difficult now for them to continue the chase. And yeah, looks like BetBoom nonetheless will be happy with the kills they've gotten onto the supports. Hold that though, GPK is fine.
Oh, he denied it because he was in mid-animation. Oh, he did get it. Oh, I thought he... What? It says he denied it on the screen.
That's a weird one. Same
that is a weird one.
I don't know what it is. I've seen it before. I don't remember what the reasoning was. Same frame kind of stuff. Beta game. It's alright.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as the game's unbaited, it's forgivable. But yeah, I was getting to the point that BZM is incredibly farmed this game, and he's going for his normal, like, I'm going to carry the game kind of Invoker build, which I think he's actually in a great position to do so. And he might even be able to outcarry this PL in some regards with all the spells he'll have at his disposal. You have to keep in mind, yeah, PL, you can dispel like the Cold Snap Urn combination, right? But you're not even going that if you're on BZM, right? He's going for an Orchid. He's just going to go straight for the Jugular here and play more of like that right-click style, play around the Alacrity and the strength of his Exort spells. Double Forge Spirit is up. The split push game will commence as well. So even though Tomato is really struggling, and even Whisper isn't having a great game himself, BZM is in a prime spot to kind of just like take over this game once he does finish that Orchid.
Yeah, and I really wonder what the item progression is going to be after for the Invoker. I know there are some people, you can look at like the Witchblade into like Hurricane Pike. I know maybe if there's a PL in a game, there could be arguments for Mjolnir, or you can just go for your classic like your Boots of Travel Blink, BKB, Scepter, Refresher, Octarine, whatever. So wonder how BZM is going to feel it's required out of him for this game, because like you said, he's got some cores that will need a little bit of time to also have some involvement in the early game. You're really relying on the supports, as once again Power Room will be taken away from GPK.
And yeah, on the other side of the coin is GPK. He's also not having the best game. He's still doing better than the other two cores, so I guess he's on par, which is fine. I think what I'm really going to be looking out for is what can GPK do with Miero once they have their Diffusal Blade / Blink Dagger online, because I think the tempo for BetBoom team should be higher in a very traditional sense of like they have more stuns than the enemy that can control team fights, because their other cores are going to be a farming Wraith King, Invoker. Hard to quantify like what his impact is going to be with this Orchid, because they could change a lot. But one thing is clear cut is like when you have Blink on Centaur and you have Diffusal on Pango, you want to go fight.
Radiant are scanning.
See if they're going to be able to get those items at a quick enough rate to be able to contest OG, because this Scepter is very shortly completed for Whisper. 1400 gold, should be able to get that pretty quickly. They've got some stacks at the moment towards a triangle as well. And I guess either side, more OG, they've got a much easier time with being able to open up the map and take these objectives. BetBoom definitely do struggle with that, just naturally with their heroes. So we'll see how they're going to be able to find these objectives early on.
just going to play the PL game. I think you just only react to what your opponent does and make sure that you're continuously farming. But it looks like they want to contest the stack.
Positioning. Great position from Seb. Acting as that smoke block. Also swashbuckle and gets away. So, they're probably still going to be able to take a decent chunk of the stack. OG actually want to take the fight. Ari's going to get the toss before the shield crash. It's a pretty good avalanche as well, making it a little bit frustrating for BetBoom to get a quick and easy kill and look for their secondary target. This Whisper falls pretty low, but importantly, they got the stack. They just lost Ari.
Yeah, pretty good. 3K net worth lead now for BetBoom team here. Mainly, most of it coming off the back of just Whisper kind of struggling and mainly Tomato struggling really hard in the supports. Also, I guess more than anything, the supports are really struggling in just the net worth department. This Mirana is incredibly high net worth at 4K. Techie's at 3K as well.
Stampede, there's the blink reveal. That's a big one as well. Top net worth on OG. Being BZM's going to be shut down thanks to the blink on Miro. A prime target for them. They're going to be able to transition this into a T1 tower now.
And that's exactly what you need to do if you're BetBoom team. You already shut down the Wraith King. He's not going to do anything explosive this game. He's going to sit back. He's going to farm. Same with Whisper. You see, he just wants to farm. So if you can shut down BZM before he becomes a threat, and of course, it's going to take him a bit longer to become a threat because he is playing that Exort Invoker. He doesn't just need to blink dagger and go. So he needs a little more time. If you can stop him from getting this Orchid, if he dies one more time, his game will pretty much be ruined, I want to say. So now's a really good time. Blink dagger online, diffusal online.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're going to feed nothing. Feels so bad for Ari. I'll hold that Whisper. 5 heroes into the Bristleback's domain. They've got the Spirit Vessel. Actually, still not even picked up just yet, but it's not going to matter. The overwhelming amount of damage with all 4 of these heroes nearby, and they're able to bring him down that fast, even without the vessel completed, which I believe he now has enough gold on Toronto, Tokyo.
He didn't have his back turned, unfortunately. He was walking to go down the ramp and turned right into the Centaur. And this is not like the Bloodstone Bristleback we saw before, where all these BBs were doing 1 point on the Bristleback. That way he can get more kill shots. He actually maxed it out. So this is a game where he is going to be a lot more tanky if he has his back faced towards him. So finding a way to turn him around is going to be pretty critical, or ignoring him. I think PL is another reason when you get that diffusal blade, it'll be pretty difficult for this BB to enter these fights, because you're just going to constantly have your mana burned away.
How can OG find a way for Ari to actually get a little bit of farm? This blink dagger.
Impossible.
Like, okay, it's not even a hope now. It's just like maybe you get 22, 23 minutes in.
Like, the only way they're gonna find his farm is if they get kills.
Maybe here they could pick up a kill. They're with the last remnants of the Stampede. Still gonna be able to get some separation. Whisper is gonna be cautious, man. This Vestal's out. We'll see how much damage they're truly able to pump out, even with the back turn. Night toss away. He just sets up for the double stun, though. Miera, no hesitation. And now BZM's going to be next, even with Nightfall showing up to the team fight. Tomato, he TP'd in. There's nothing the Wraith King can do to offer any assistance for OG. He'll die the once, and without a doubt, he should die the second time as well. As BetBoom, they're going to be able to continue to chase him up the high ground. Ari, he will not be able to escape as well. OG are crumbling. It's a 9,000 net worth lead for BetBoom.
Yeah, it's getting really tough to play this game at this point. This Bristleback, that was kind of like his timing to play this hero. He did not shut down the PL. Like, we were hoping he had the capability as the last pick. The mid lane, it's just, BZM had a great game, but just he didn't have enough time. And it's like the timings were too fast. As now, the wheels are just falling apart. Seb, good jump to the high ground, but I don't think that's going to save you, buddy. The damage is just too much from save, and he's going to go down there. And you mentioned Ari, where's he going to get his farm? What map is there to farm on? The Wraith King is pushing out every single lane. He needs farm. You got an Exort Invoker with a Midas. He's farming with Forge Spheres. He's taking all your creeps as well. And of course, Bristleback, a very farm-intensive hero. So when it comes to just creeps on the map, there is no space for your supports to hit any creeps.
It's a pretty good ward they can work with in the mid lane. Looks like they should be able to pick up a kill into the techies. But at what cost though? They're ready to react on BetBoom and Whisper again. He just cannot stand in the middle of any of these fights. And now you're going to have a diffuser blade on the PL starting to deal with the backline as GPK connects with the Rolling Thunder. They even want to go for the kill into Ari too. Looks like the rest of BetBoom waiting for the spells and the blink to be back up for the Centaur. They even get the connection onto Seb. That arrow perfect from Toronto Tokyo, as there is no stopping BetBoom.
Yeah, what's going through my mind, honestly, is like, you call it. Like, you picked a draft that has very, very strong timings with the Bristleback. You picked the Expert Invoker. I guess the Expert Invoker is your one hope left in this game here. Like, maybe he can do some crazy plays in the late game. But you're going to be bleeding really hard, and it's very difficult to get on top of them. Not get on top, but just get on the map right now. Getting on the map is a very big struggle for the side of OG, as this Centaur, he's always there. Look,
no way.
He's always
no way. They're dying under a T2 tower 20 minutes in, even with multiple members of OG behind them. I mean, it's 4 deaths in a row for BZM and BetBoom. They're not even going to retreat. With this Vessel, just gives you so many more opportunities to be able to target down Whisper. So we see they need to play defensively. Even on their side of the map, OG having a difficult time.
I mean, you keep talking about this Tiny and the importance of this blink, right? They need something similar to what Miro's providing. Something that can just catch a hero that's out of position, and without a blink on Tiny, it's just not happening, right? Like, Blink Dagger might be something that Tomato wants to pick up, but he realizes he cannot pick it up right now. He needs to get this Radiance online. He needs that Shard, so he won't be that frontline initiator. So that's just something OG just doesn't have and won't have for some time now. And it's just going to get punished by BetBoom.
Is there an argument to be made for Tomato should have gone Blink after Armlet with one, how rough of a game he had, and also how late of a Blink you were going to get from Ari?
There's an argument, right? But it also... it's a big sacrifice you're making, because the moment you do that, you kind of like tell you, like, it's a big tell of like, okay, if I go Blink now, I'm no longer playing carry. That's pretty much what it's going to come down to. So I'm going to just like try to win this next team fight, and if I don't win that team fight, you kind of want to just drop the GGs, because you are now in a situation that's really bad where you bought an item, doesn't help you scale, and you just died again. So it's desperation, and they are not in desperation mode quite yet.
And of course, the big thing, Radiance also addresses PL. So if you go down the Blink and, like you said, you don't get a couple kills, and all of a sudden now, you know, who is going to be able to address Nightfall as this game goes on? And his net worth is just continuing to rocket up. 303. It almost has this Manta completed. In fact, will now off the back of the Cree wave. There's a gem for Toronto Tokyo, and they're going to smoke as 3. So this map...
well, they're going to see Nightfall here with the smoke. The real question is going to be, how do they kill him? Because Seb, he's got a level 4 Star Storm, which is good. Not enough to kill him, but good. Bristleback is okay.
They're close though on BetBoom, and it looks like they're pathing down. I don't know whose line. I think that was actually Ari's line that was drawn down to bottom. So, well, let's see where BetBoom go with this smoke. Oh, Seb showed. Nightfall. Instantly, the team's going to move on over. Stampede to try and close the distance. They're not going to be able to get the kill onto him.
Sunstrike.
All right, nice Sunstrike, but you get the PL. At what cost, though, is the ultimate question, because BZM, there is no escape. GPK easily catches up to the Invoker. Really, the one person's had a pretty solid game for OG so far, continuing to be slowed down throughout the past couple of minutes. 5 deaths now for him. It's a beautiful Sunstrike, but you need to do way more than that.
It's something. I want to say, even at this point, those trades aren't necessarily bad, because guess what? Ari just grinded out that Blink Dagger, I think, during that time. Didn't even join the fight, so at least now they have a tool to initiate.
Auto? Ooh. Okay, nice side step.
His blink is in his backpack though. Are you gonna... Oh, there you go. Hopefully it won't matter.
We'll scout it out though, the cliff ward. Well aware Ari now finally has this item for him to be able to get involved inside some of the fights.
This will help pick off supports, I think, for the most part. Still killing a core is going to be pretty difficult, and the Radiance is online for the Wraith King. He definitely needs a shard. You're playing versus PL and a diffusal, well, double diffusal blade, right? So you're for sure going to need the shard, and then the blink dagger will come after that. So time is what Tomato needs. Lots and lots of time. And I don't even think these items are going to, like, turn the game, right? They're just going to be tools that he just 100% needs to play the game. Until then, I just think he can't play.
All right, so we're looking for 2-3 items after these until maybe they're going to be able to stick around long enough and BetBoom potentially make a mistake. But they're going to play this very disciplined. Look to get Roche. GPK almost getting a kill onto Seb as well. Well, he's not required at the pit. So now with this Aegis BetBoom, you got some towers to take. Still all tier 2 towers out on the map for OG. We already see the name of the game for them. Starting to split up the map. I'd really like to see BZM and potentially the Tiny looking to group together. If they do see a support by themselves, maybe there is this opportunity for them to get a pick off, because we have not seen anyone play with the Invoker so far this game.
Yeah, I mean, just the laning stage is when Invoker looks the best, right? Just throwing stun strikes at the side lanes. But yeah, for every item you do get on OG, feels like PL's getting 2. So that's also going to be a concern. And the ultimate end game is, how do you kill this PL? Maybe this Bristleback can do it. I'm not entirely sure.
What has he got? So working on the Eternal Shroud for Whisper. Of course, has that shard. Starting to move back down to bottom for BetBoom. Meanwhile, BZM TP's out in front of the face of Nightfall. Rest of OG getting stalked. Miro. To the Seb. Where is the gem? Oh, not gonna matter. They got the dust. So I'll catch out Seb. Will they get more though? There's a pretty nice observe from Toronto Tokyo behind the T2 tower. Arrow will just miss. So they'll just get Seb.
It's something. I think OG's doing their best go rat mode.
BZM.
Oh, they got detection.
Oh, still without the goal for the BKB. That's a big one.
Yeah, definitely.
You're fine with losing Seb down bottom like that to make some space, for Tomato and Wisdom to be able to catch up the farm. But speaking of Tomato, once again, under the pump, Miero and Co going to be able to close the distance. What's the call, Tomato? It feels strong enough, or maybe that's the only play he really has to stand his ground and fight. Whisper, he's going to try and come through, but I mean, they're just completely avoiding the Bristleback being able to address Tomato. Now they can go for Ari as well, dealing with some of the control the Tiny can output. And after all that is done, you've got Whisper left by himself, and BetBoom find the easy triple kill.
And these are just the plays that I feel a little bit like you have to do on OG, right? Like bottom lane, you have to push it out. And then you're going to see in this fight against Tomato, he just doesn't stand a chance. Even with this Radiance, there's just too many things hitting him. Too much mana being burned. At this point, the mana doesn't really matter. He just gets melted. He just doesn't have enough farm, simply put. And they just don't have ways of dealing with GPK. They don't have ways of dealing with Nightfall. I mean, hell, they can't even kill like Toronto Tokyo at this point. I feel like the only hero that kind of is killable is Save. But he also has like a Guardian Greave, so he's pretty tanky himself, as another kill will be happening in that bottom lane here. It's just rough. It's just really rough here, and I feel like they're just hoping for BetBoom to make a mistake on OG, and they're just doing their best they can to just stay in the game, play, see what happens. And BetBoom, unfortunately for them, they're just not making any mistakes.
It's
been a very clean performance from them so far, and continuing on from BZM. Don't pop out of the trees at this time. Savers maybe sniffed him out. No way. What's going on? How does he know? I guess Wisdom Rooms are off in 30 seconds, and yep, he's gonna run into the Evoker. Greaves gets rid of the Orchid, and these are 2 supports! Those are 2 supports that just mauled the Invoker.
I mean, he's not very tanky, right? He just has Boots of Travel, Orchid, Midas. So this is not your tanky Invoker build. And when he gets BKB, he'll be a bit more tanky, but His first 3 items he bought give him 0 HP and armor. All just attack speed and mobility. Vlad's online for the techies now, so and plus that techies is very tanky. Like, you orchid him, right? But he has Greaves. He just took it off immediately.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Mario's going to show in the lane. He's always ready to go now. Whisper as well. It's being a bit of a nuisance. His Nightfall looking to try and burn as much mana as he can. Got the lanes in a great position to be able to capitalize and get some objectives. I mean, even look at GPK. He, on the opposite side of the map, and he has such an incredible read off the back of the respawn on BZM. I mean, no one's here. So
I mean, how's he gonna kill him?
I don't really know actually what's going on. Maybe just forced him to receive reactions down and they get the tier 2 tower, and he's stopping them from farming.
It's called playing with your food right there. That's the mental damage.
Oh, the spy on Ari. This Observer Ward is still there behind the T2 tower. And as a result, they're going to lose multiple members. Miro gets the clip onto BZM. The avalanche is going to be a little bit frustrating, but nonetheless, Nightfall can easily close the distance. It's good spell casting out of BZM. Is it going to be enough to get him back inside the safety of the well? Looks like he'll be okay now. As BetBoom, they haven't gotten an early kill to start the fight. Aegis will expire now on Nightfall. Is that missed opportunity potentially? That mistake they've been waiting for in OG. Sunstrike will fly out. Not enough damage to be able to get the kill onto the Phantom Lancer as Ari is slowly just getting burnt down from the PL illusions. They'll finally be able to secure the kill. The first one of the team fight. There's going to be a buyback coming out. Tomato, along with OG, isolated GPK, and they might even be able to get the +1 as well, as Saver's also stuck around. So it's something. You get the buyback out of Ari, but of course, without a doubt, that is a worthwhile investment out of OG, as BetBoom just a little bit too aggressive there with that attempt deep inside the base to get the Invoker.
Yeah, that was the first mistake of the game here from BetBoom that I see, and it's Nightfall. He could taste that Invoker kill. He smelled blood in the water. His Aegis was expiring. He dove into the enemy base, pretty much compromised his positioning for the team fights, and his Aegis expired, was threatened of dying, and he wasn't able to sit there and safely spam the lances, and his team kind of paid the ultimate price for that. They're going to continue to go on the hunt here.
There was no one they were hoping for. Toss the first blood of the tower, lose Whisper, and lose Ari as well.
They wanted to make something happen with 2 heroes being dead, but instead, now they have 2 heroes dead, and BetBoom will probably go on the aggressive here. Or they can farm. But we're kind of seeing, like, if Nightfall plays it nice and safe and stable, he can't die. None of these heroes can kill him. So they really just have to hope that Nightfall just kind of dives them and puts himself out of position. And that'll happen sometimes when you're having a really good game. You're like, I'm invincible. I can do whatever I want. And sometimes you get a reality check that that's not truly the case here. As Nightfall is going to get the Cornucopia online, probably going into Bloodthorn, I would imagine. Yeah, the Orchid is going to be online. That Bloodthorn, obviously very good on PL, as it does work on all your illusions. And of course, the Radiance Mischance now, not going to be effective, as you don't have a way of taking that off currently as the Wraith King. And it doesn't look like he's going to be even close to us. He does have a Mjolnir queued up, but I think he's going to have to pit stop a BKB after he sees this Orchid.
Of course, BetBoom, nothing they really need to fear. Getting this last outer tower. And we'll see how they look to play the next couple of minutes with Roshan still being down for quite some time. They will Moonlight Shadow and sweep across over to Radiance Triangle. Simultaneously, OG they're going to try and force the issue off the back of the smoke. They only have Whisper currently showing. So difficult to convert with these smokes. Just mines littering the map. I see a couple blown up.
Yeah, you're down 20k gold as well, so you got to find the perfect positioning to find these heroes and good vision.
Uh-oh. I mean, smoke pops on top of the lane. Tomato. Let's blink away, however, but they are disconnected from Ari, who's in a very interesting spot inside the tree line. Oh, Miro, yep, they found him. Okay. I see the tiny of the trees, and yeah, GPK's not going to mess around. Instant rolling thunder. Just in case OG want to continue to jump in to protect their Tiny. Now there could also be a target onto Whisper's back as BetBoom. It's a great tornado to disrupt momentarily. Is it going to be enough to get Whisper back to the safety of high ground? Miero's falling pretty low. The right clicks from BZM's enough to secure the kill, but it means that Nightfall, no, he should be okay on the Phantom Lancer to continue chasing. We saw what happened last time with them going deep inside the base. Looks like this one could be a different outcome. They'll deal with the reincarnation. Arrow's going to connect as well. It's a good force start to get him back, but it will not matter in the end. There's a buyback out of Whisper. They'll be able to get the kill onto the techies as BetBoom should be happy to get the retreat. Tomato ball back. Nice dodge. Nightfall. I believe it was the Manta. Stops the Wraith Fire Blast. And do you want to go back in? The poke and prod is always the potential with the PL along with the Pango. As OG, I mean, you need to get more kills out of this. It was such a costly investment to hold the defense. Ari, triple toss. Where's the fault though? BZM's going to be ready with the spell casting. Another jump in from Tomato. GPK will go down inside the river. They'll get through Hondo Tokyo as well, but Nightfall, that is the big target. They need the Phantom Lancer, and they should be able to get him. Nightfall, he'll do what he can to escape. It's a doppelganger over the northern side.
Shard, yeah.
Under the cover of the shard as well. Ari, he sniffs him out. The invis, it's about to expire. No way. Nightfall looks like he will be able to escape. But again, hang on, are we done just yet? Double buyback. BetBoom. Another costly investment for them now, but it looks like GPK should be able to roll in, create the chaos required to enable the PL to hunt down the Invoker. BZM behind the T2 tower. They're going to lose Ari as well. I mean, it was very similar to what happened a couple of minutes ago. You know, OG, they have a successful team fight. They kill 2 heroes, and then they lose 2 heroes after a minute. And almost the same thing happened there off the back of the buybacks from BetBoom.
Man, I feel like you just have to go for that play, though, if you're OG. You were so close to getting that PL, and you desperately needed it. But unfortunately, maybe they didn't take into account that the shard was picked up by the PL, which gives him the ability to go and Viz himself now. And that was a difference maker. They just didn't have detection for that, and Nightfall was able to buy a little more time to just for his teammates to respawn. Of course, in hindsight, maybe once you see those respawn timers coming back online, you need to back up a bit on OG, but they were in the moment. They realized that they had to make something happen with this opportunity that was given to them, and they went for that, and I respect that. But unfortunately, they weren't able to get Nightfall. They lose their Tormentor, and it goes to Centaur of all heroes, and this is one of the reasons why this hero is absurdly strong, is once you get to that Heart of Taras plus Shard stage, you just start having like 8,000, 10,000 HP in these team fights, and everyone just has to ignore you.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Kaya Sanj on Centaur. Okay. That's interesting. I mean, it works well with the shard because he's going to be doing a lot of damage with that double edge.
Got the robe as well, so it's a little bit of less magic resistance.
He's going for the damage build, but however, we did see in that last fight, he died pretty quickly, so maybe survivability should be higher up on his list than damage.
Ari might run into Miro.
Okay.
Or do we like that Nightfall got the Aegis instead of maybe Pango getting it off the back of the previous buyback?
Well, with the buyback in play, did he buy back last fight? Is that what happened? Oh yeah, he did.
The Pango did, yeah.
I just think Nightfall just has to play like a Giga Chad now and just be in front of everything, and you just got to pick and choose as GPK, play a little more carefully. He shouldn't die with his Yules available with Rolling Thunder, so yeah, I think I'm okay with it.
Mira? Run into Ari inside the tree line, and as soon as the Tiny gets jumped, you just need to get out. BZM should be able to BKB and TP. He's okay, and Ari's going to be up in 45 seconds.
Yeah, this now gives Nightfall the ability to just play really aggressive now. If he dies once, Aegis there to cover him. He's got Shees available too. Might want to see that Shees be passed over to GPK or something, but it's still fine for now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
One of the nice things about Eternal Shroud is you do get some mana back, so you can't burn Whisper's mana that easily.
The Lotus now as well that just got completed. BCM's going to use the combo early on along with GPK's Rolling Thunder. They want to try and target down with the Bristleback. Won't have the damage. Miero does find an angle to connect on the jump in. Bristol's falling incredibly low and they're able to secure with a kill onto BetBoom.
Cheese has moved over to the Centaur as well, so they're just going to keep poking. Do what you can on the Invoker. And you can see Nightfall is super aggressive on Mado. He does not want him casting spells.
And Ari as well finds a pretty nice toss back under the tower. It's probably going to cost him his own life. Gets some separation. Meanwhile, Miero also found BZM onto the backline, slowing down some of the Invoker's spell casting. And with the buybacks are going to be very important here for OG off the back of the defense. You don't have one on Whisper, and means it's still going to be a 4v4, and Nightfall's continuing to hold the Aegis. They're going to go for the kill on the PL. Toss doesn't drag him that far back into the base.
Not just a lane of racks. Didn't even use the Aegis there, so they could just rinse and repeat if they want to here. Gonna be a very slow process because, as we all know, PL... Okay, very close by Ari. PL does not push buildings very quickly. I feel like that PL shard is like one of the most underrated shards in the game. It is so
Why has he got an invis?
Yeah, it's so obnoxious.
What is this?
It's more than an invis too. Like, it makes a clone of you too as you press it, so people actually think it's your hero. And plus you get another clone to play with. Okay.
Kill to Toronto Tokyo. That's a dieback. Can they still take a fight? They're GPK with this Rolling Thunder. They still don't have everyone just yet, but Radiant don't have this information. They're going to try and stand and take this fight. Ari with the toss back. Nice jewels to be able to give GPK some breathing room. Gets the distance away now with that blink as well. And finally, it's given time for Nightfall, importantly, to swing all the way down to bottom.
Two Invis heroes running past each other. Very nice. I like these plays. Yeah, they're keeping them in the game here. And this is what you need to do. Like, the biggest fear I had for this game was that it might end really early, or the net worth would be completely out of control, which it is, technically. 30,000 gold is to be down quite a lot. But they do have these buybacks to play with, right? Or lack of buybacks, I should say. Toronto Tokyo, he's going to be dead for another minute here. And I think Nightfall's like, still got Aegis, let's just go fight. We don't really need Armorana. We can get a surprise jump here.
That surprise jump should be able to net them a pretty big kill into Whisper. OG support's going to do what they can. Whisper's actually still alive. They stole the Stampede, but Sec can get it off before the death. He won't be able to. Where's BZM though? He's been so vital to some of their previous success inside the team fights. Miero's going to recognize that as well. A big beacon onto BZM's back. They've got a little bit of control onto the Phantom Lancer, but the damage is the thing in question. Nightfall, he's still got the Aegis for another 10 seconds as well. Can they stall it out and find him at the last second? It's not going to be enough though. OG, they'll lose the Bristol, they'll lose the Rubik. As a result, they'll need to cut their losses there.
I will say BZM's doing a really good job of this game, just controlling Nightfall as much as he possibly can. And again, GPK, he's got something for BZM here. Another solo Rolling Thunder. It is with an Octarine core though, so maybe that's why he doesn't mind using this. The cooldown as he comes out of it will only be 34 seconds.
And that's big, that BKB being on cooldown now for BZM. We've seen how important it's literally him inside the team fight. That is it. BZM has to go absolutely huge to be able to give OG this slither of a chance, which is 1%. And like you said, he's been doing incredible, but the BKB is really going to make it difficult for his spell casting now. He has to be perfect. There is no room for error. And there we go.
Really isn't, but
maybe
found him
a little bit too far forward, and now without the BKB, there is that error they were waiting for, and down he goes. And with the death, the hopes of OG somehow clawing their way back into this game should be gone as well. They're going to be able to get the full set of barracks down bottom. They will look to mid next.
And as you said it, without Invoker, I think this next fight is absolutely hopeless. What can you possibly do with what you have right now? Gotta try something though. They're not about to just give up.
But they won't, but maybe after these kills, might see a couple letters drop pretty shortly after BetBoom. This was a hell of a performance from them. Really from start to finish. The only lane that went well and the only early game really was BZM. BetBoom had their number in this game 1. Very, very convincing performance. With the G's getting caught, they're going to be able to take it in 43 minutes.